Hi, I'm Maura McCullough, founder of College Scoops. Our goal at College Scoops is to provide valuable, curated content to help students and parents get a better feel and vibe of a college campus in the surrounding area. Whether you are in high school or at university, College Scoops provides the inside scoops on everything college related, highlighting the best places to eat, stay, and explore on and around campus. We know college visits in particular should and can be fun, offering new insights into the local community and surrounding area each and every time you step foot on campus. We have just launched a virtual college experience series to highlight what our student ambassadors love about their school and to answer several important questions you and your students may have about particular colleges. We hope you find these videos helpful because we had a ton of fun making them. Thank you to all of our student ambassadors and to the entire College Scoops community for pulling these videos together. Please subscribe to College Scoops and follow us on our social media.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm the Vanderbilt Lead Ambassador for College Scoops. We're here to bring you a virtual campus experience with real Vanderbilt students to answer your most asked college questions. I'm currently a third-year double majoring in medicine, health and society, and cognitive studies, and I'm involved with the club tennis team in my sorority, Kappa Delta. I'm also a spatial cognition research lab assistant and an active hospice volunteer, and I'm so excited for you to hear more firsthand from Vanderbilt students about why we love going to Vanderbilt.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm from a suburb of Chicago, Illinois. I'm a junior at Vanderbilt and I'm studying computer science, math, and engineering management. I'm a member of Greek Life, Relay for Life, Society of Women Engineers, Women in Computing, and VPAWS, or Vanderbilt Protecting Animal Welfare Society.
Hey, my name's Josh. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a junior at Vanderbilt University, studying film and psychology. On campus, I'm involved in a club called Tamid, which does a ton of work with Israeli startup companies. It's a nonprofit club on maybe 50 or 60 college campuses around the U.S. It's a great experience getting to be able to do that at Vanderbilt, and I also do a lot of freelance video making around campus for other various clubs.
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm a junior at Vanderbilt where I'm double majoring in human and organizational development and psychology, and I'm from New Jersey.
What do you wish you knew when you arrived at freshman orientation?
When I arrived at freshman orientation and started school at Vanderbilt, I remember being really scared and insecure that I wasn't, smart enough to be there. I was really scared for my classes to start. I was overwhelmed by the amount of clubs I could join, and just, college in general was a lot to take in at first. So I wish that I knew that, if you get in, you deserve to be there. You earned your place there, and everyone around you is feeling the same exact way you are. No one really knows what they're doing, and everyone figures it out eventually. And that's kind of the most fun part, is figuring it out and meeting all those new people and getting over that fear and realizing that you are going to be okay, because you definitely are. And, the classes are going to be totally fine, and nothing is really that scary at the end of the day. And it's you totally deserve to be there. If you got in, you're there for a reason.
Something that I wish I knew as a freshman on my first day was that college is something that you adjust to over time, and you just have to be open-minded once you get to school and understand that there's going to be so many different people and professors and just so many things that'll cross your path throughout your time in school, and you should just really be grateful for all of those moments that come instead of, taking it for granted, because it really is going by quickly.
Before going to Vanderbilt, one thing I wish I knew was that upperclassmen are going to be so eager to help me and answer any questions that I may have. For example, I was so nervous that I wouldn't be able to find my classrooms on the first day of class. So I actually met an upperclassman, and the day before the first day of class, she took me around and showed me every single building that my classes were in and just made sure that I felt totally comfortable and knew where I was going. So just in general, never be afraid to, reach out to an upperclassman for help, because they would love to help you and guide you as you get acclimated as a freshman.
I wish I knew that coming into school, everyone is super anxious and super nervous. So I wish I could tell myself to be really open to anything and everyone. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
What was the deciding factor in choosing Vanderbilt?
The deciding factor for me in choosing my school has a lot to do with the fact that I'm a very indecisive person in general. So I was kind of looking for a university that served as a sort of middle ground in a lot of ways. For one, I wanted really, strong and challenging academics, but also to be in a place that had a very fun social life and a lot of, fun sporting events and tailgates and things like that. And I also wanted a school that was not in the middle of a city. I still wanted that campus feeling and everything, but I also didn't want to be too isolated and far from a city where there wasn't always something to do. So Vanderbilt just kind of checked all the boxes, having really challenging academics, but I'm also really able to, I think, balance my school life and my social life even more than I was able to in high school. It's really easy to be having fun all the time, but also be in hard classes, which I love. And obviously, being in the SEC, we have a lot of really fun sporting events all the time, and tailgates are really fun. And I like that our location is, close enough to Nashville where you could always go and have something to do, but it's not, in the middle of the city. You still have a bubble of the campus that you can always leave, but it also is kind of, you can be isolated and, in a comfortable campus area when you want to be. So it just kind of checked all the boxes of being, in between the two extremes for kind of everything.
I chose to early decision to Vanderbilt when I was applying to schools. I have always wanted to go there, and I knew once I visited that the vibes I got on campus really confirmed that for me.
When first going on college visits, Vanderbilt always stood out to me. I actually went back to Vanderbilt a second time and did the Door for a Day program where I got to shadow a Vanderbilt student. I went to class with her, got lunch with her, and I just saw the campus through a student's eyes. And that's what made me realize that Vanderbilt is the place that I want to be, and then I applied early decision.
I knew Vanderbilt was the school for me when I visited Nashville because there are so many fun things to do. There are so many concerts to see. It's a lot warmer than it is in the Northeast, and it's really easy to network as well because there are so many big companies in Nashville.
How easy is it to register for classes?
Registering for classes at Vanderbilt is pretty easy. They do it based on your class ranking. So when you're an incoming freshman, you have to take various classes depending on your major. If you're in arts and sciences, you have to take a first-year writing course. So it's generally pretty easy to get your top couple choice classes based on your class standing, just because of what everyone has to take, and everyone's, at different points in their timeline of getting all of their credits that they need for their majors or their minors. So overall, I would say the class scheduling process at Vanderbilt is pretty seamless.
I have found registering for classes at Vanderbilt to be pretty easy. It's definitely harder as a freshman because you have the last priority for registration, so some of the more specific classes may fill up faster with upperclassmen, but I've never had a problem getting the classes that I want or need for my majors or other course requirements.
So registering for classes is relatively easy. If you're a freshman and you're not trying to get into the general classes though, it is a little bit harder to get higher level classes just because they reserve those classes for the upperclassmen. But personally, I haven't ever had any issues with not being able to get into a class that I really needed for my major.
What is the social scene like at Vanderbilt? Are freshmen allowed at parties, or is it limited to Greek life?
At Vanderbilt, I am a active member of Sigma Nu fraternity. I don't think, not everybody on campus is in Greek life. I wouldn't necessarily call it a necessity of any sorts to be a part of a social scene. It's definitely a lot of fun. You make a lot of friends. I would say everybody in Greek life generally knows each other pretty well just because it's a smaller community, and you have more opportunity to get involved within an actual community and give back to that community, and a lot of volunteering around Nashville in general. Something that's good about Greek life at Vanderbilt is they don't allow freshmen to attend any events that are affiliated with Greek life for, I would say, about the first month or 6 weeks of school, which really lets everybody, all the freshmen, get to know each other before people start branching out to sort of figure out where they might head on the rest of their college career.
Vanderbilt does have a pretty active Greek life, but it's definitely not a necessity to join if you don't want to or you're not interested. There are no rules barring freshmen from going to any fraternity parties if they're not in Greek life, so it's not really a big deal to not be a part of. And again, because Nashville is such a fun city, there's always other things to do other than go to fraternity parties on campus.
How difficult is it to find housing at Vanderbilt?
Housing is a pretty easy thing with Vanderbilt. When you're a freshman, you don't have to do anything. They just randomly give you a room assignment in a random house, and all of the freshmen are housed together on one part of campus. So it's really nice that you don't really have to do anything and you just kind of end up near everybody no matter what. And then after that, the housing system is kind of like a lottery. So you get to kind of get drawn for a certain time to pick where you want to live, but there aren't really a crazy amount of options when you're living on campus. It's kind of, decided for you. There's only a handful of options, and you just kind of go wherever you want to go, and it's pretty much guaranteed that you'll end up wherever you want to be. And then if you get the chance to live off campus, then it's pretty easy to get approved for that and find an apartment. There's a housing fair where they kind of go over all your options for you, but just from being around there, you kind of know what all of your options are, and it's just pretty simple.
Vanderbilt provides housing for all 4 years of college, so it is definitely not difficult to find on-campus housing. Freshmen specifically live on something called the Commons, which is their own little area which allows for you to meet a bunch of other freshmen and just kind of get settled into the college atmosphere. I've lived on campus for my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and for my senior year I actually chose to live off campus, but I would have been able to find on-campus housing if I had desired.
So Vanderbilt requires their freshmen to live on campus their freshman year. And for the most part, Vanderbilt will encourage you to live on campus all 4 years. But personally, my senior year next year, I will be living off campus, so it's super easy to find housing. The school hosts these housing events so that you can see what apartments are available, which ones are under your price budget, which ones are the closest. So it is really, really easy to find housing in Nashville.
Are students actively involved in clubs, recreational sports, and outside activities?
So this is probably the thing that Vanderbilt prides itself on the most. Pretty much every student you talk to is going to be involved in at least something. There's just so many different clubs and organizations and intramural and club sports that it's almost impossible to find somebody that's not doing something. And it's pretty much guaranteed that when you get to campus, if there's something that you're interested in, there's going to be a club for it, and you can definitely join it. And then if by some weird chance there's not a club for that already, you can just easily make a club. And it's also just really easy to get, leadership positions in all of these different things. And students are just involved in such a variety of things. It's kind of wild to see, the different things that everybody can get involved in.
Vanderbilt, I would say everyone I'm friends with is involved in some form of a club or something around Nashville that they're doing. I have a bunch of friends that are involved in the sailing club that have never sailed before they got to school. Some are in a club called the Golf Cart Club, where they're building a golf cart using some form of AI that's able to do self-driving. I know I have a bunch of friends that play flag football recreationally, or basketball or tennis around campus. There's just so much opportunity.
I would say that the majority of Vanderbilt students are involved in at least one club or other activity outside of the classroom. There are so many different ways to get involved, whether it's through volunteering, some recreational sports, or any other type of club. And also Vanderbilt allows you to start a club if you actually don't see a club that you find interesting or you have a new idea for a club, so that's always an option as well.
I would say that it is really, really common to find students being involved in at least one or two clubs or other activities on campus. Like I said, I'm part of Club Tennis, I'm a member of Kappa Delta Sorority, and I'm a research lab assistant, so it is super, super normal to be involved in at least one or two other activities.
Does Vanderbilt do a good job helping students apply for internships or research opportunities?
Vanderbilt actually does a really good job of helping its students find internships and jobs. The Career Center has a really easy to use website, and they're always talking about it and always encouraging students to use it. And they have a career fair every year that's really helpful with, hundreds of companies that come and have booths set up in the rec center, and it's just a really easy way to meet a bunch of different people and hear about a bunch of different companies. There's also an additional thing called a slam every, I think, spring. There's a business one for like people that are interested in business consulting, things like that, and then another one for engineering specific companies. And in addition to that, there's just companies and representatives on campus literally all the time throughout the entire year. There's just always a networking opportunity or some kind of event that you can go to. The Career Center is always hosting stuff, and you can always also go to the Career Center office and ask them questions and ask for help and do interview prep and things like that, or get them to review your resume. They're very involved and they really care about their students, and it's actually a really helpful thing.
I think Vanderbilt does a pretty good job at helping its students find internships or jobs or some sort of research on campus. I have a whole bunch of friends that stay over the summers that are working closely under a professor, doing research in different labs around campus, depending on what they're interested in. I have other friends that were helped with the Career Center on campus to get internships with large business firms that a lot of them come to school and do informational sessions, which are highly encouraged for students to attend and sort of get to know the company's representatives. The Career Center on campus has helped me find an internship. I'd say overall Vanderbilt is very focused on helping its students succeed.
Say that Vanderbilt definitely provides good resources for internships and other research opportunities. There is the Career Center where you can schedule one-on-one meetings with advisors, and they can help you with your resume, cover letter, or any job application questions you may have. In addition, the Career Center hosts a career fair in September where a bunch of different companies come in and you have the opportunity to talk with them, learn more, and also just network and get your name out there. So those are two great options. And then in addition, with my human and organizational development major, I'm actually required to do an internship my senior year during one semester. So with that, I'm paired with advisors, and I actually have a course on how to find this internship. So there are definitely so many ways that you can have help throughout this process.
So Vanderbilt has its own career center, which is really great because they can connect you to summer internships. They can help you with your resume. They can connect you to job opportunities. So in that way, they're really, really active in helping you get what you need for your career.
Here's how you can get more information like what you have just seen to help you get started at the college you choose. We have over 70 college ebooks available for purchase at collegescoops.com. All of our ebooks feature a host of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert places to try, as well as local excursions for you, your student, or the entire family. Our ebooks are mobile friendly with direct links to restaurants, hotels, and excursions, saving you time, energy, and stress. Whether you're planning a college visit for the first time or for graduation, we've got you covered.